some more procedural stuff, or in the case of Windows Statuses, and also some user-generated stuff where people can hire other people to do stuff. And I think all those things together would be really, really good. And I mean, I think to a certain level there was Ultima Online had a level of that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you definitely let people kind of do their thing. They wanted to. If they wanted to craft, they wanted to do this. And it was probably one of the pure sort of MMOs that
Yeah, I mean,
still, even one of the first ones is still one of the purest ones, I think.
Yeah, and it's funny, you mentioned a little while ago getting player feedback and input and participation early, and some of the mistakes you could avoid if that were to occur. That just reminds me of a couple of funny stories of.
I'm sure I'll make plenty of mistakes. The good thing is that we've got a really great community that's ready to help us figure out.
Tell you early.
Tell us
early.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't come to any Slack early. But like in UO, we had the problem of one positive and one negative. The simulation for fishing that was originally in Ultima Online was cast a line, 50-50 chance to get a fish, end of simulation. Became super popular, and so we made it deeper after that. But it's one of those cases where had we known that people would actually like to go fishing in Ultima Online, we could have made it better sooner.
Right.
And then on the conversely, we'd put in a giant system for a virtual ecology where herbivores would eat grass, predators would eat the herbivores, and if you killed the herbivores, the predators would come into town, eat the villagers, and spawn quests to save the villagers from the predators. But as soon as we turned the game live, people killed everything so fast, there was no way we could spawn the system fast enough to let any of it work. And so I don't know how many years we'd spent developing this thing that we literally just removed from the game. No one ever knew it was there. No one ever cared about it. It was literally, utterly invisible waste of time to all of the players. And it was one of those great lessons to where had we done this,
that sounds,
it would have saved a lot of time and money.
No, right. But the thing is that sounds like a great idea. Right?
Yeah, it does. And when there's nobody in the world, you can sit back and you can watch it and go like, wow, it's really cool. And I can kill the deer, and the wolf comes and eats the villager. All right, it looks cool in simulation.
So then, I guess then if you got every player decides, okay, I'm going to kill all the wolves.
They killed all the deer and all the wolves. There was no way we had to do is throttle up the spawns.
Basically you just sort of saw human behavior in front of you.
Yeah.
Which is we destroy our.
We destroy everything. Yeah.
So we have maybe one more for Richard.
Yes. See. Says, Richard, are you going to keep track of Star Citizen and help Chris Roberts make this game awesome?
Sure, there's no question that everyone you see, I know all of you guys that are on Chris's team. Most of you have known Pat in the past as being part of Chris's team and/or part of our team. We are absolutely one big family here, whether or not we're living in the same physical office on any given cycle. I am a huge supporter of Chris and his work and this team and their work. Anything we can do to make sure they're successful will be a part of it, as I know Chris has and always will do for us as well. We're definitely a tight tribe that has been together for 30 years or so. Without regard to how the family life and professional life shuffles the pieces around, absolutely we'll be here.
Lord British, tell the tale of being assassinated.
That was a funny story. Right as on the day that we were going to shut down the beta for Ultima Online, and Starlong, who is playing the character Blackthorn, and myself playing Lord British, and all the rest of the development team was in their characters. All of our QA and customer service were monitoring it online and watching the game. And we had scheduled it at some hour. I'll call it midnight. I don't think it was midnight, but at the witching hour, we were going to power off the servers, reset everyone's accounts, and the next morning when the game came back online, was going to be the official start of the Persistent Forever. In fact, it has been now 15 years, has run persistently since that day. And so it was a big day for all of us, and we had told all the people in playing the game that Star and I would visit each town so that everybody didn't all go to one place and bog the servers down. We teleported from town to town to town and kind of made a broadcast a speech over the whole world, but kind of moved from place to place so we could see everybody. And as we went from town to town, it was funny to watch what people did. Like when we went to the town of Moonglow, that has the word moon in it. As soon as we arrived in the town, everyone in the town was all standing rank and file to the north of us, higher up on the screen. They all turned to face away from us. They all took off their pants and bowed, meaning they all mooned us. And we thought, that's good fun. And so each town, as we were going around, people were doing these kind of funny things. And then we finally get to the very last town, or maybe 10 minutes prior to the shutdown. The last town was Trinsic, and Star and I were standing up on this balcony, this parapet, overlooking the crowds. And someone, a person we now know by the name of Rains, R-A-I-N-Z, Rains cast a fire field spell up into the parapet where we both were standing. And so my initial reaction as soon as I was enveloped in fire was to step out of it. So I stepped backwards out of the fire. And then I thought to myself and said, well, at that standing back, I couldn't see people and they couldn't see me. And I said, look, my character's actually immortal, and so I don't really need to worry about that. So I just stepped back forward in to continue my speech and fell over dead. And the reason I fell over dead was because in the last server reboot, which was like 6 months ago, I had never set the immortality flag on my character. I had forgotten to set that part of my character up. But my character was so powerful that I never really minded. Oh my goodness, watch out. Oh shit, I'm losing the race. You never know what's going to happen around here.
Yeah, well, that's we have the clown channel. That's why Eric's ready.
I see. And but the after so I fell over dead. Immediately, my team goes into scramble mode to try to resurrect me. None of the people nearby have that ability, so QA and customer service are fanned out in the buildings. We can't talk to them because a few people are on conference calls, but everybody's spread out. Eventually, they do get me resuscitated, but during the same panic, the rest of the team is going like, "Well, who did it?" Because they want to take revenge on the murderer. And since at that time we couldn't look through the data logs to see who it was, somebody just had the wild hair idea of just saying, well, let's just kill everybody. And so they do. So all the team and the QA people start summoning lightning bolts and fireballs and summoning dragons and demons, and they just wipe out everybody in the town. And while we're wiping out everybody in the town, we're of course now having a blast. So we went from giving a speech, this lamenting speech, to we're having fun killing everybody. And then finally the servers go down. In the middle of this mayhem, the servers go down.